2 of the NFL preseason has begun, and last night the Pittsburgh Steelers fell to the Green Bay Packers 51-34, but the player I want to talk about was actually on the losing side of this. It's wide receiver James Washington, Pittsburgh's second-round draft pick this year, and I think James Washington is going to prove to be an absolute steal. He had several big plays in this game, including 2 touchdowns that we'll come to later. Let's start with just a simple sideline route that James Washington ends up getting here. He's lined up down here in a bunch formation. He's just going to run a simple out pattern, roll out from Joshua Dobbs here, hits him on the sideline. Easy money for James Washington. He can do this all day long. This was a guy that was one of our top graded receivers in the nation last season at Oklahoma State. An incredibly prolific offense, and he's just getting it done as if the NFL is absolutely no different. So the simple sideline route was just stealing money for James Washington, but the next 2 plays we want to talk about are where he is at his best. They combine his 2 biggest strengths as a prospect, which is the deep ball and winning contested catches. Last season at Oklahoma State, he led the nation with 800+ yards on deep balls, and also was the 4th best receiver in the nation in terms of winning contested catches. This play right here is going to be a touchdown. It's going to combine both those assets. James Washington down here is going to run a simple corner pattern, and he's just going to outmuscle the defensive back at the catch point. Absolutely embarrass this guy. So let's roll the tape and see exactly what we're talking about. We're going to get a pretty clean release off the line, inside release, and then he's just going to run around the cornerback, underthrown pass, takes it away from him as if there's no problem whatsoever. Both of these touchdown passes from Joshua Dobbs were actually potentially turnover-worthy throws there, but Washington at the catch point is completely unrivaled. Just makes it look like the defensive back isn't even there. Okay, we're going to see almost exactly the same thing here, carbon copy on this play. The only difference is this time we've got a cornerback in press man coverage. He's going to try and jam James Washington. He actually does a reasonable job at the line. He's in tight coverage all the way up the sideline. But again, James Washington just says, my ball at the catch point, takes it away from him. Let's run this and see exactly what we're talking about. First run through, we're going to see the defensive back try and get a decent jam in reasonable position all the way up the sideline, but then the catch point, it doesn't matter. James Washington is taking that ball away. What I really want to look at here, though, is watch the strength from Washington. The defensive back gets a pretty good pull at it there. Washington just holds on with one hand and ends up winning this on the ground as part of a simultaneous possession. The advantage there always goes to the wide receiver, per the rules. So this is what we're talking about. James Washington, 2nd round pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, could prove to be an absolute steal in this draft. Still devastating on the deep ball, still incredible at the catch point. He will win you contested catches. And while Mason Rudolph and Josh Dobbs may have struggled last night, James Washington did not.